Hey guys, it's that time of the month again when I'm going to do a wrap up of my colouring, this time for March and April. So I thought we'd start with my PDFs. I got two done for Easter. This is the one by Ros Savannah Mama. It's her little Easter girl with a bunny. And when I was doing this one, I was really inspired by sort of the Victorian postcards, and I really wanted that sort of pastel retro vibe. So it's mainly some of the more unusual Prismacolor, sort of turquoises and light blues, and some of the luminance like beryl green. And it was really fun to do. Colour Chat with Sammy did a beautiful version of this last year, and that sort of inspired a bit of this one as well. But yeah, it was great fun. Background is markers, Posca around some of the flowers, and her hair is all luminance as well. Really enjoyed it. It was a really fun page. And also for Easter or spring, I did this one by Colour and Chicks, the lovely Duria, and this is done entirely in polychromos pencils, except for the background, which is marker. Everything is polychromos, and I wanted it sort of to be bright, and I tried to sort of emulate her styles. There's a lot of reflected light on her dress, the blues and yellows, and it's quite a limited palette. Spring colours is what I wanted, and I love doing a little bit of furs, Posca to highlight the fur on the bunny. It was a really fun page. And I actually need to get more of this paper because this paper is the key to my polychromos. I need to get more of it. Okay. I actually managed to do two in Fragile World. If I can find them. These are the Forest Owlets. And this page was a lot of work, but oh my gosh, I love colouring owls. One of my absolute favourite things to colour. Use lots of reference photos to get the markings of the feathers right. And it is almost every brand of pencils I own. It's light, fast, luminance and Prismacolor to get all the brown tones correct. There's also white Posca to get some of the very tiny markings, and basically it's sharp pencil, very small strokes, and that's how I get it to look quite feathery. The background is again a mixture of luminance and light fast mainly. I made this sort of a red brown so it would complement the owls but not be the same as them. And for the background, that's mainly Prismacolor, which I went over then with Zestit Blender to give it this out of focus sort of look so that the eye is drawn specifically to the owls. And also, now this technically isn't quite finished because at the moment I don't really have that much time to colour. I'm looking after my Labrador who's recently had a bit of surgery and she needs a lot of supervision to make sure she doesn't do anything that she shouldn't. But for Shannon's hashtag on Instagram, I did this buddy colour of the hippo. Again, big selection of pencils. There's actually everything because this is Colour Soft, this is Light Fast and Luminance, this is Prismacolor and Luminance, the birds are luminance, everything, and Posca for the effect on the water. I still want to do a background, so like I said, it's not quite finished, but I'm really pleased with how it is looking. The hippo, I try to get rid of as possible. These are oxpecker birds, and those are cattle egrets. So, yeah, I like that one. Another spring page, I think this is Girls with Poem. Don't hold me to that. I did this page. Haven't done this side yet. I went with quite a limited colour palette on this one. Orange, yellow, blue. That's basically it. And it was just lovely to do some spring colours and daffodils. I love daffodils. Daffodils grow in my garden, so love seeing them. Mainly Prismacolor and Luminance. Background blue is the Posca. Good old Posca pen. And it was just a bright, cheerful page to do. Very relaxing. I don't do enough in these books, so it was nice to get another picture done in here. I bought Circle of Life last month in March and did my first page in it, which was this one, the cranes, red-crowned cranes. And this was just a nice, it's quite a simple page for me to do. It's Luminance and Prismacolor. And I got to do a really fun galaxy background, which I enjoyed. I don't get to do those often enough. And there's cherry blossom, the clouds are sort of red, pink, and you should be able to see in the light, there's gold Calero watercolour paint on here for a little bit of embellishment to give it a bit more of a magical effect. The birds, I spend a lot of time on the feathers, getting them to look quite realistic. There's blues actually in the feathers. Might be a bit hard to see on the camera, but in real life there is blues to get some reflected light. I put a little bit of pink tones as well, very edges. That's the trick when you're doing white feathers, is to add a bit of colour where the light would be reflecting. That makes them look more realistic. And this paper, it's the same as the Curvy book, so it took everything really well. It took the watercolour no problem. As you can see, that's this is blended out with just pencil. This wasn't a blending solution. I blended out really beautifully. Posca was fine, nothing bled through. So it was a good sort of experiment for seeing what the paper was like, and it was just, it makes me want to do more now in this book because it is beautiful. Right, one of my absolute favourite books is the Jasmine Beckett Griffith colouring book. I should have marked these pages. I didn't think of that. It would have saved me a lot of effort if I had. Here we go. I did The Wicked Witch and Glinda. So I took a lot of inspiration from Jasmine's original painting for this. And I think the major thing I sort of changed was the colour of her dress. And I think I went with more of a vibrant green on her skin. I'm not even convinced Jasmine did green skin. I can't quite remember the painting that well. But apart from that, it's more or less inspired by her painting. The green skin, I use Colour with Claire's combo. Great tutorial, worked beautifully, and I really like the effect. It looks good. I love doing the dresses. I love doing fabric, and I was trying to do sort of these glossy dresses. Again, mixture of light fast Prismacolor. Particularly in here, I've got Luminance as well to get the correct purple tones. And my favourite light fast pencil, the Nightshade, which is like the deepest, richest purple you will find. I love that. So when I'm doing the shadows up here, it's not just black, there's that Nightshade. The hair will be with mixtures of Prismacolor and Luminance. As you can see, I've put in purple reflections in her hair because of her hair. And the orb I really looked at Jasmine's painting for to get sort of these swirls and reflected light and highlights. That was really interesting. And then it's got a Posca to get rid of the black line, so it looks even more realistic. Then I kept her idea of this background, the light hitting Glinda, but sort of the Wicked Witch is more in shadow. So that's that one. And then the final one I've done is in Botanicum. I have the special edition by Merle Fall. I did this page, the Little Bunnies. I did this for Passionista Coloristas bunny tag. Had to jump on that bandwagon. I love bunnies. And it's mainly Prismacolor and luminance. The bunnies are almost entirely luminance, but there is some Prismacolor. For the shadows, actually, I'd mainly use greys. Very rarely use black for this. And for the shadows on the flowers, there is no black. It is all mostly indigo to shade the purple. And I even put some in the bunnies. That's how I like to make everything complements, by using the same colours everywhere. And there is always colour in shadow, so I like using a blue. The hydrangeas, they were a lot of work. Each one of those is done individually. Not sure what those are. They look a bit like powwows. They're mainly light fast purples. And I did these little sort of blue daisies. They're a luminance combo. And you can see this is my typical limited colour palette. 2 kinds of blue, purple, and this browny yellow, which then I used for the centres, and a brighter yellow for the ribbons. And that was it. Like I said, not perhaps a huge 2 months of colouring for me, because I'm on doggy watch. But what I have coloured, I have enjoyed. I'm technically doing another colouring page right now, which is Hannah Lynn. I don't know if I'm going to get that finished by the end of the month. I might not. But I know that I'm not doing quite as many videos and colouring, which I am a bit sad about, but my dog has to come first, because it is important that she recovers properly. But I am happy to show you what I've done when I've done it. I hope these pictures were enjoyable to look at and might inspire some of your own colour combos and things. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!